I/O news and optimization of your machines based on PC-based control. That's what we would like to talk about with you today. Before my colleagues go into detail about how you can make your machines even more efficient with Beckhoff products, I would first like to give you a short update of our I/O area. In general, you can always find all the new products on our website beckhoff.com in the section Product News or via the link you can find in the description of the video. In every of our product families, there are always new products with new signals, new channel densities, or even new features. Especially in the area of the EJ plug-in modules for the PCB, the portfolio is always expanded by project-specific requirements. Also, the portfolio of the boxes, which can be used directly on the machine without a control cabinet, is being further completed, for example, with new I/O link masters for the connection of intelligent sensors or actuators. The same applies to the IP20 terminal area in the different colors, whether standard terminals in gray housing or intrinsically safe terminals for the process industry in blue. Last but not least, the area of our high precision measurement technology in the metal housings. There, the portfolio is also being further completed, for example, with galvanically isolated multifunctional inputs. However, the metal housing is not only used for measurement technology, it is also used for the new generation of servo terminals in the field of system-integrated compact drive technology. Compact drive technology, this is basically not a new field for Beckhoff. So in the plastic standard housing, the EJ plug-in modules, or in our IP67 boxes, we already have control electronics for drive technology that is operated with 24 or 48 volts. The range of servo motor control has now been extended by the new ELM72 product series in the metal housing. As shown here, this housing design can be easily added to an existing terminal strand and can therefore be freely combined with an existing I/O. In contrast to the standard plastic housing, the metal housing offers optimum heat dissipation, improved shielding against EMC, and a new, comfortable connector front end for quick and easy installation. Especially due to the improved heat dissipation, it is now possible to reach new performance classes. In this performance range here, we can see the basic class with 4.2 amp output current and the version with 8 amp output current. So these two classes are now also available as a 2-channel version with a new housing. And also we achieve a further increase in the performance range with the ELM7231 with an output current of 16 amps. So overall, we can say that the output power has doubled compared to the previous servo solution, either by doubling the number of channels or by doubling the output current. Safety is also an integrated part in all the terminals of this new series. Each power class with each number of channels is available with 2 different safety functionalities, the basic variant with STU via FSOE and a variant with safe motion for extensive safety functions. The twin-safe logic is integrated in all the terminals, so that means it runs directly on the terminal. In total, the servo product series in the metal housing includes 10 products, so with the various performance classes, the various number of channels, and both safety functionalities. And with that, we now want to switch to a completely different topic, but not with less importance. So the second topic that we want to take a deeper look into is the area of the LEDs. We already have various current controlled output terminals for controlling LEDs, which, for example, can be used in applications with high demands on precision, such as in the field of machine vision. And with these terminals, pulses with 3 amp output current can be generated with precise current control for a minimum output duration of only 25 microseconds. These light pulses can be triggered, for example, precisely timed via the Ethercat distributed clock technology or via an external signal at the trigger input. In this LED area, there is also a new product, a new terminal for LED control, not for the vision area, but for general or simple lighting. The new terminal, the EL2564, is a 4-channel PWM terminal for controlling LEDs or LED stripes. The 4 channels make it perfect for driving multicolor RGBW LEDs. with a flexible output voltage from 5 to 48 volts, the control of any LED strip is possible, and so the standard types 12 and 24 volts are also supported. To get any color mixture, the duty cycle per channel can be set. And the selected color via the duty cycles can then additionally be dimmed over all the channels. Also, the frequency of the PWM is adjustable between 1 and 16,000 Hz. So this allows, on the one hand, to avoid stroboscopic effects, and on the other hand, to generate visible pulses. This and many other features offer a flexible control for your LED lighting. And now, Christian and Fabian will talk about how you can operate your machines even more efficient.
Okay, thank you, Sina. So every one of us knows machine downtimes and the respective downtimes, so nobody wants to have them. And in addition, everyone is interested in operating machines and processes even more efficiently and with lower costs. And helpful for this are products that provide continuously and system-integrated transparent data of your machines, from energy monitoring from the AC side and power supply to the energy distribution to the DC side. And exactly this is what Beckhoff makes possible with an integrated system and based with PC-based control. Components of these systems are, for example, the energy monitoring terminals, including the current sensors for the transparent energy data on the AC side, the power supplies for the DC supply, and the fuse terminals for safe distribution and fuse protection of the DC currents, including energy monitoring, once again here now on the DC side. And Fabian starts now to give us an overview about the AC area.
Yes, that's correct. And I would like to start with this wide range of products we offer for giving you the ability to have a transparent view of the energy flow in your machine. So we divide our energy measuring terminals into 3 groups. And as you can see, they are getting better in speed and precision, growing up depending on the groups. I will start with the first one, the maintenance group. And in this maintenance group, we have the main monitor. That's actually a terminal without any current measurement. It's only looking at the voltages. But also this is very interesting for you because you can then know that your machine is connected to a system which provides good voltage and good power quality. Power quality is actually a more or less difficult thing, but in our case, I hope we can show you that it's not that difficult. We made it as simple as possible. So when you want to have a good view of power quality, you need to check the harmonics, the THD, the frequency, and the power or the voltage level itself. But we combined all this together to just one single number from 1 to 0. If it's 1, you can feel fine, everything is just good. And if it's 0 and your machine does crazy stuff, you might want to have a look on your power supply because that's probably the case, the root cause of your failure. Or maybe you want to do energy management. So you need powers and energies, and to get that, you obviously need also current values. Combining voltage and current, giving you power, is supplied by the EL3423. That's the economy version of our energy measurement terminals. It's rather slow, but for slow applications like energy management, that's just what you need. But sometimes you need it faster, obviously, because you want to control the machine with it. Then switch to our power measurement group. Here you can find our standard terminal. So I guess for 80% of all applications concerning energy measurement, the EL3443 is the right one to choose. It's giving you already 400 different values about your power system and is updating this every 20 milliseconds. And if this is not fast enough for you, you can go to the bigger brother, so the 3453, giving you 600 values and is updating those values in less than 10 milliseconds at a 50 Hertz signal. And we have something special. We call it distributed power measurement, and that's a combination of the terminals you just heard, plus a new one, the EL3446. This terminal only measures 6 times current and has no voltage inputs, but still it is called power measurement terminal. So how does that work? The voltage information is already known in the system because you have one of the terminals I've talked before. They measure the voltages and distribute it via Ethercat and synchronizes those values with the current measurement terminal by distributed clocks, which is just coming out of Ethercat itself. And then both terminals can together measure the energy. And all calculations which need to be done to do this are done inside the terminal. So this is a very handy way to make energy measurement efficient because you don't need to distribute the voltages to every single terminal. You only need to wire the current channels and get a bright system which is providing a lot of energy values just by adding 3, 4, 4, 6 terminals, as many as you like. And now we're coming to the fastest group that we offer. That's the power monitoring group. The terminals I presented before are all calculating energy and all the 400 or 600 values inside the terminal. And these new terminals, the power monitoring terminals, don't calculate anything. They are only collecting raw data of voltage and current as fast as they can and send those information into the PC where more calculation power is presented and available so that you can dig more into these information, get more details out of it, and therefore have the best view of what you can get out of your power provided to your system. So this is some kind of an oscilloscope inside a terminal. So here you can really get the raw values which are needed for the fastest application which are around. And if you want to use these terminals, you're gonna get to one thing which is actually not quite handy. Have a look at this. Usually, all cables you want to look at are way bigger than what we can connect to our terminals. So everyone who already used these terminals came across this problem. And now we can offer you something to get around it. So this is our new current sensors, the SDT current sensors, and they are provided as the split core, as a ring type, and from 5,000 to 1 amp, and in different accuracy classes. So for every application, I'm sure you find the right one to see what's inside your AC world. And from the AC world, we now need to come to the DC world, and that's something my colleague Christian will tell you.
Yes, exactly. So now we want to go into the DC area. So therefore, for the DC supply, the powerful and reliable power supplies from the PS series will be used. So you have the possibility to choose the right product from 3 different series, depending on your applications. So for example, if you have a smaller application where you need a little bit system voltage and your load current is very stable, so that means you don't need more than 100% output power from the power supply, then the products from the PS1000 series would be the right ones. Here we have one-phase products starting at 2.5 amp output power, and it goes up to 20 amp. If your application is a little bit bigger and you need a little bit system and load voltage, so that means your load current could be not very stable and you need sometimes a little bit more than 100% output power, then the products from the PS2000 series could be the right ones. Because these products has got an output power of up to 120%. The devices are one phase, starting at 5 amp, and it goes up to 20 amp. So if you have even larger and more demanding applications, and you have large loads and a very dynamic power demand, then you must use the products from the PS3000 series. because they have got an output power up to 150% for 4 seconds. Here we have 1 and 3 phases for 24 volt and for 48 volts. And the output current starts at 10 amp, it goes up to 20 and 40 amp. But what makes the Beckhoff power supplies so unique? So we have a really perfect design with less losses, and therefore all the products have got a very high efficiency and so a long lifetime. They are very robust against external disturbances like, for example, temperature or input transients, or from the output side regarding the backfeeding loads. And therefore they have a really high reliability. And all together in a very compact housing. It's not important if you use the smallest 2.5 amp product or the biggest 40 amp product, for example. All products have got the same basic features I explained to you now. The differences is just by the different kind of features. For example, if you need a peak current at the output to trigger some MCBs, for example. But today we are talking about increasing the system availability of your machines, and therefore you can use some add-on modules. For example, if you want to compensate fluctuations or short interruptions of the mains, then you can use some buffer modules. Or for example, if you are using 2 power supplies in parallel, so that means they are running redundantly, then you can use the redundancy modules to decouple both power supplies against each other. So exactly these devices will increase the system availability once again. And now we want to come to the distribution of the 24 volt DC, and therefore we are using the fuse terminals with Ethercat. These terminals have got several functions. So for example, in addition to the distribution and the protection of the 24 volt DC, the terminals are measuring the current and the voltage. And so you have the possibility to create an energy monitoring as well, but now on the DC side. You can use a lot of different kind of process data to monitor the status of your loads. Or you can use easily the process data for evaluation and to optimize your process flows. Because of the current measuring and therefore the current monitoring and the including pre-warning system, you can have another optimization potential. So you are able to detect possible failures at an early state, and so you can handle something before the machine will stop. And this reduces possible downtimes. But in case of unavoidable features, it is very important to find the error very quickly to reduce the downtimes and to keep them as low as possible. Therefore, the terminals have got a memory function. So you see inside a log file the last 10 events, for example, as well as the triggering events. And then you will find the information about the tripped reason, and you will find the time reference. This is very helpful for you to find the failure very quickly because you want to reduce your downtimes. So you can see, because of different kind of monitoring functions, you will have a lot of optimization potential for your machine. And Fabian shows us now how this integrated system works together.
To do this, I brought a little animation with me showing you the big AC cable coming into your control cabinet, measured by the STTs, then the distribution from AC to DC via our power supplies, and the distribution on the DC side. And because we have this energy measuring all over, we can see the DC side and all what is going on there and finding errors if occurring. And on the AC side, we see the same thing as you can see here. And all together, bringing you a visualization of your machine, dividing modules of your machine and giving you a very good overview of what is going on, where it is going on, and if it's okay or not. And all this improves your machine and bringing you the opportunity to react as fast as possible if failures occur. And in the end, you end up with a powerful machine, transparent and safe, all based on Beckhoff PC-based control.